Theme songs, these girls be chatting. Theme song, yeah, they really snapping. Two homegirls, yeah, they make it happen. Anita Wade and DDW, yeah. Anita and DDW, yeah. Anita Wade and DDW, yeah. Pull up, press play, what they talking about today? Real life, no script, they just saying what they say. From love to the grind, yeah, they covering it all. If you need a good laugh, you already know who to call. Different vibes, same goal, yeah, they building from the ground. Conversation so real, got the whole room tuned in now. They ain't perfect, they just honest, that's the magic in the flow. Turn it up a little louder, let the whole world know. Theme song, these girls be chatting. Theme song, yeah, they really snapped it. Two homegirls, yeah, they make it happen. Anita Wade and DDW, yeah. Late nights, deep talks, I just vibing for the day. Either way, you tuning in, you gon' leave with something to say. Energy contagious, yeah, the vibe stay true. Once you hit them one time, you coming back for part two. These girls be chatting. These girls be chatting. Talk that talk. Two homegirls, they make it happen. Anita, DD, yeah, they snapping.
Episode 15 of Two Homegirls Chat, and we will be talking about teaching and parenting today, or teachers versus parents, or the relationship between teaching and parents, or however you want to say it. That's what we will be talking about today. But first, we must get into neo spirituals, and we must get into it. So let me do mine first. I will do My Nigga by YG. I would say that is a nigga spiritual for the homegirls and homeboys.
And you know that I'm gonna ride for my mother freaking niggas.
Yeah.
Most likely, I'm gonna die with my finger on a.
True.
Don't worry about me. I'm spending. I'm. You know what's funny? The fact that I put two different songs together. That's gonna have to be my Negro spiritual for the day. Because why did those two songs hit my mind? My spirit must have felt it because my first song has to be "Sky Is the Limit" by Lil Wayne.
What you got? Which how that go? Which one is that?
And you know what? I'm a ride for my mother. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. Don't worry about mine. I'ma grind till I get it. Don't worry, I'm a hustler and I'd rather make it. Yeah.
I haven't heard that
My
one.
eyes get so wise and they rising and scared. I put my and if I spin it, I'm a healer. I bulletproof the ride and I feel like I'm a dealer. And got hospital, young money, we the illest. And then I'm gonna ride when the thing. That's my song.
I'm remembering that now.
You know how they say if you had to name one song that you could rap full through without getting shot, I might get shot in the shoulder, but that's gonna be my song.
Let's see. I got a couple. Mine would probably be his Marquis no name the song. Rolling, I think, on his mixtape. That I could rap all the way through without getting shot. I know that front and back.
You know what's this is not a this is the anti-Negro spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an anti-Negro spiritual. Let me not say that. It's a song that I hate.
What?
How to Love. It has such a good message.
I don't like How to Love.
How to Love has such a good message, and I feel so bad, but I hate that song more than anything.
G5 sitting on the runway.
What song is that?
That's Rolling by Lil Wayne. Do I got another one? Separated by Avant. Because when he said, every time I see you, I get a bad
vibe. You know what it really is though? But no, Didi, it's if we're talking about the elements of the Negro spiritual, it's the He meant that shit. And you know what? And if we're talking about Negro spirituals for scorn side niggas, and I wish I never met her at all. Like, this nigga really thought he was justified. He was so upset. He thought he was the victim. He really thought he was the victim. But nigga said, but what about me?
bad on everything else.
He meant that, bro. He sang that song. Avant sang
Yo,
that from the depths.
from the depth.
Okay,
You
from the
gotta send that.
depths of his
Yeah.
soul. He
Yeah.
meant
You
that.
gotta send that to every ex that you hate. That's the perfect song for like, I really hate
I
your
don't have an
ass.
ex that I hate enough for that.
I hate your ass, and I'm glad that I ain't with your ass no more.
I'm
'Cause
thankful I don't have an ex that I hate enough to sing Avant.
that is funny. Oh Lord, did you have another one?
My second one. Wait, what was my first one? Was what? The Lil Wayne joint.
Yeah, Lil
And
Wayne.
my second one was "I Wish" by Carl Thomas. Shit, we can go into
Yeah.
further this for today, but
Ooh, I need to get off this.
every time I see you, I get a bad vibe. It's crazy because what if you see me in the best of circumstances? What if you just picked
Ah,
your check up? You ain't got to pay no child support. You ain't got to do
that is
nothing. All your bills.
wild.
This is the third check. Imagine, Didi, you got the third check. You know how you get every other check, and then you get three checks out the 1 month. That once in a year that you get that three checks, and you got that third check. All your bills are already paid. You got a nice outfit on. You smell good. You just got a haircut. You walk in the mall and you see this bitch, and you instantly get irritated. I
I,
feel like that was the
what?
situation that he was singing about.
I don't feel like I wish is a hit. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about it. The fact that it goes,
Didi,
the fact that they say it's more of a hit than Summer Rain is really what my issue is. I don't
who
understand
said
it.
that?
When you look it up, it'll say
Who
it's
said
a bigger
that?
hit. It's a bigger hit than Summer Rain, and I call bullshit on
That is white media saying that.
it. That's what I was trying to
But
tell
we
my kids.
know
I'm
as the
like, no,
blacks that
it's no way.
Summer Rain was the first Negro spiritual. I wish if we doing a Negro spiritual list, because most of the three songs that Carl Thomas had that we know about, we really only know about two. The two songs that Carl
Mhm.
Thomas know that we have about Summer Rain and then I Wish, because first of all, Summer Rain, this nigga said storming.
Emotional, yes.
Outside,
I
rain.
say
Oh, we do know three. We do know three. We know three. We know three. We know
Summer
three. Okay.
Rain,
No, we know
emotional, and
four. We
then
know
I wish.
four. We actually know four. We know
Oh,
four
I
by
know
Carl
for
Thomas. We know the one that he got with we got we got emotional. We got
Mhm.
I Wish. We got Summer Rain, and we got the song featuring Faith Evans.
Oh, that's the emotional remix. That's the remix of emotional.
Is it the remix? I thought it was a whole nother song.
No, it's the
But in
remix.
any event, it was much deserved. It was a much deserved remix, and it is its own Negro spiritual. Because let me tell you something, I can't forget that night I saw you in the corner after dark. You were wrong. Slow
Mhm.
dancing on the floor. I was watching from the door, so hurt. There you were. And guess what? You gave me reason to believe that we were always meant to be, but now I see that you was wrong. And you can't keep running
Mhm.
back to me with all them baby pleases no more.
Right.
Hell no.
Blessings fan
I
also
never imagined.
to the.
I feel like that song is called Never Imagine, Dee Dee. I don't, my Negro spirit is saying
It's
that.
called I got it on my things. I think it's called emotional remix. Let me look at it. Let me look at it. I know I got it somewhere around here. What do you say? Lessons panel also does crazy work. They said that. Which one? Crazy work. They said what? We didn't talk about so many things.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you,
Wednesday.
Marquise. I knew I wasn't tripping. I remember when P.
Um,
Diddy had put, P. Diddy didn't stay putting out pimping albums. And I mean pimping his artists because he had, this is the remix where he just put out everybody's masters that he owned and then put the remix that had came out with it. And then he had another P. Diddy and the Family. And both of them albums slapped.
oh, it's called Can't Believe. That's what it's
Yeah, I
called.
knew I wasn't tripping.
Hmm. All
Damn, that
right,
was a good
so
song.
we must get into topics, y'all. So, in case y'all missed
Mm-hmm.
it, we'll be talking about teaching and parenting today, the relationship between teachers and parents. Um, I
I'll
don't
go
know if
listen to
we
that when
can
I get
start
off.
this off with a question or get right into something. Let's see. Let's start with this because this seems to be a major debate. Let's start with school supplies. I guess I would have to start off with a question. And let me preface it with this, y'all. So Anita is a teacher. I am a parent. So this, we can kind of give back and forth on this a little bit. My question would be when the school supply list goes out, As a teacher, do y'all really be expecting the parents to come in with all of the supplies on the list for each student? Is that an actual expectation?
So I can speak for the district that I've worked for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I've worked for several different districts, and in each district, the teachers are not the ones that make up the list.
Right, right. I do know that.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
know where, I know that my first year of teaching, I received the list shortly before the school year started. So imagine it. School year started August 29th. I got the list August 12th. On the list said a beach towel. I didn't even know what the fuck we was finna use a beach towel for. I don't know what's the beach towel for. I don't know what the beach towel is for. I don't know
That's
what project we finna do with a beach towel. But I don't. That's mind you. That's when I taught kindergarten. Now I teach high
right.
school. It looks very different now, but I
Yeah.
will say that everything that my first year teaching when I taught kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
everything that was brought in, including snacks, pencils, pens, not pens, we didn't get any pens.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we were given from both the school for my own purchasing, because I had to purchase a good $300, $400, $500 worth of stuff myself. And we only
Mm-hmm.
get a
Hey,
$250 worth of tax back
girl. Mm-hmm. Oh
in
shit.
Maryland. Hey Ed!
Right.
It looks different in different school districts. Now, well, it looks different in different states. So in
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, for our taxes, we can get up to, now they made it $300, but a $300 allotment based off of the money that we spent with our receipts and things like that.
Right.
Now, it was $250 when I first started teaching. And I spent well over $250. Like, I brought my homeboy in one time to play Santa Claus and do a dance battle with me, for which I won. Shout out to my man Franks. He's my frat brother Frank. So, but I pay him a couple dollars, right? Like the amount of money to get the costume, not
Right.
like to pay for his performance, but
Right.
like those things don't really necessarily go into account, and it really makes a difference on the teacher. Like the teachers that put the highest of the effort,
Mm-hmm.
not me. Because now I'm at high school and it doesn't take as much effort as it did before. Them parents do some parents do donate supplies. Like when I taught my freshman year of
Mm-hmm.
teaching, not freshman year, my first year teaching, them parents, and I worked in a very impoverished neighborhood. Like I was over there by West Side Shopping Center. Them parents brought stuff in all the time. They were
Oh,
very
okay.
active with their kids. Like it's this myth that parents who are impoverished or not higher income don't
Mm-hmm.
come in with their kids. The problem is they be real ghetto and don't nobody want to deal with their attitudes. But in reality, they be willing to come in and give their time. It's just a matter of how they come in. Like they be coming
Right.
in real harsh and aggressive. And
Real
it's like, I
aggressive.
don't want you
Yeah.
sitting in my white classroom with these black
Acting like
children and bullying me. So it really be a matter of time and who
yeah.
the teacher is. But in terms of like buying supplies,
Uh-huh.
I will say that when the teachers bring in supplies, the teachers, when the students and the parents bring in supplies, the teachers really do use them.
Okay.
They don't go to waste. I've never had a school supply that got sent to me that went to waste.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So I will say, from the parents' point of view, I definitely buy all the supplies on the list.
Dollar Tree is a spot, Ebron.
Every time I get the school supply list, I buy them, no matter how ridiculous I feel like it is. I think what is also ridiculous, though, is for parents to have this assumption that teachers are making up the list. Like, I never
We don't
assumed
make the
that
list.
teachers are sitting down somewhere making up this list and sending it home. I assumed that it was the district. So the fact that parents
Let's use
are,
critical thinking here. Because
yeah,
if I was making the list, I'm putting cut waters on the list. I'm putting cut waters on the list. I need a 4-pack of cut waters monthly to deal with your children. No, just pencils and pens. Pencils will be fine. Just send us some pencils and paper. You know how hard it is to get paper? Paper is a commodity. Like,
it
and it
is.
looks different for, okay, so,
Especially after COVID,
you
because the
know,
overseas kept telling me they can't handle paper was crazy.
so here's the thing, right? You know, I'm in a grad program that
Mm-hmm.
is not just about teachers, but it's also about administration. So
Right.
now I'm starting to look at stuff differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it from the teacher standpoint because I've worked in many different kinds of schools, some that had resources and some that did not have
Okay, I think
resources.
we will let you know. Thank you.
I listen. My school don't need no donations, but I'll let you know if there's a school that does.
Hmm.
Send some money to Samuel Coolidge because the principal over there is phenomenal. Send some money to that school. She over there turning that Title One school out. She turning it into something. She's a great resource. And she's an amazing principal. But that's neither here nor there. Shout out to the principal at Samuel Coolidge for the third time. But yeah, I work in high school, so we don't really have the same kind of need as it is in the younger schools. Like
Hmm.
we was talking about this the other day, Didi. You were talking about the different events that just randomly pop up. Like I'm so glad I work in high school because the thing is, the money that y'all got to put out as
Hmm.
parents for these random arbitrary events,
Yeah.
teachers be having to put that money out too. And we
Um.
be TF tired of like who said Harry Potter was a day? Why does Harry Potter get
Oh.
a day? Goddamn Dr. Seuss Day. Dr. Seuss week. I'm so glad I work in high school because elementary and middle schools really be going up about not even middle schools. Elementary schools really be going up about that stuff. Like, what do you mean I gotta come in here dressed like Thing Two? What do
Yes.
you
Like,
mean I gotta come in here
oh,
dressed like a sneetch? No, I don't even know what the sneetches are. I don't want to do that.
it's
What do you
always
mean I gotta
something.
dress like green eggs and ham?
Always something. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm gonna get into that to you a little bit. But yeah, it's to continue with the school supply thing is like people be complaining on both sides, right? So you hear the parent saying I'm not buying all that shit. Like y'all kiss my ass, I'm not buying them school supplies, and you got the teacher saying it's really not that big, but they'll just get the supplies. My thought process is everybody probably can't afford all of the things that are on the list. Not every family has the same amount of income, so my assumption be maybe they can't afford everything on the list. Maybe the basics, paper, pens, pencils, all that stuff, tissue, and all of that. I ain't got it, so I'm not gonna send that in. But I will, if this is what you require, I'll go ahead and send it in, take it in on the first day of school, day before the first day of school, whatever. Here's all of her things, y'all can have it. But yeah, so it definitely be way too many events.
I'm gonna sound like a butthole when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I do not represent any school district. I am only Anita Wade, the individual. Please do not fire me because I need my good state job.
Well, see, that's yeah. They if you will come with Jordans, you can't then turn around and
I was
complain
about to
that they
say
have
that.
money.
I was about to say
Yeah,
that Jordan's is great. They're coming in with Balenciagas.
yeah. But see, of course,
They're
I'm not.
coming in with True Religion. They're coming like this is what I mean. People be so pressed for their kids to look good. Their nose is gonna run.
Yeah.
Their nose is gonna run, and the problem
So.
it's so there's me and you, Didi. We always talking about micro
Mm-hmm.
and macro.
Mm-hmm.
On the micro level, yes, it seems like it's not that big of a deal that you don't send your kid with a box of tissues, but your kid's nose is gonna run.
Mm-hmm.
The box of tissues is $1. Um, but you're sending your little Tanisha who came in with no boxes of tissues, one box of pencils, a pack of paper, and a lot of attitude. I know I never want to sound like a coon in my entire life. But when we talk about things in terms of community, I'm big on community.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about it on the micro level, yeah, that don't matter. But on a macro level, a classroom in of itself is its own community. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
community that thrives on mutual respect and mutual participation. If
Mm-hmm.
the teacher is the only one putting out this money, that means the teacher has to go and make extra money. That means the teacher is out there doing goddamn DoorDash to make money for her classroom supplies because the district does not supply it. So that means that teacher is not able to be home working on the lesson plans that she needs to be working on because she has to work on supplies for her classroom. Because she has to go get the money to buy the daggone popsicle sticks to make the
All right,
popsicles for the
Ebony. We'll
fractions
talk to you
lesson.
later. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Eb. It's great to see you, love. But and on top of that, the issue is it's a larger issue.
We
It's
will. We
the
will.
issue that
Thank you.
speaks to the effect of the loss of community for us as a people in general. We were not thinking about shit like this. Like honestly, once again, I do not represent any particular school district. We as black people should not be in those school districts anyway. And
Mhm.
it's going to come to a point where we're probably going to have to fund our own schools.
Mhm.
So if bringing something as simple as tissues and pencils is an issue, we got to think historically. These people were supplying everything for their kids, the lunches. They were supplying all the school supplies, and they may have had some shabby books that came from the government that decided to give us that were outdated and years late. So it's like
Mhm.
now we can't get so comfortable as a people where we just like, well, shit, I don't even want to bring pencils and papers to my students. No, we to my kids. Like, no, we're still a community.
Right. But
You
let
you
me
know that you sent your kids to this poor ass school.
right. Let me be clear though. I'm not talking about the parents who can afford Balenciagas and Jordans. I'm talking about the kids who come to school like I've seen with the rundown shoes and the you can
Sorry.
tell some of these kids are not doing
Yeah.
well. So to expect those families
Yeah,
to
that's
come
ridiculous. That's
and let me
outlandish. It's
say
not
this
gonna happen.
though, for my daughter's last list and probably the last 3 school years list, they were really long lists. And by the time
Mm-hmm.
you get through it, you done spent about $300 on that stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you're going to the dollar store and stuff. So I'm not talking about the people that's complaining because they just too lazy to get their ass up and go to the
Yeah.
store to get supplies. I'm
I
talking
get
about people who really
that.
like, I can't do it. I'll send them to school with what I know they'll use, pencils, paper. I can't afford everything else. And that be the thing. I really wish we had
Yeah.
more like fundraisers for back to school. They used to actually they had a couple
Now, I would say in
where
our city, there's
mhm.
a gang of them joints. You can find them at churches. You can find them at random organizations. Like what I say for
Yeah,
Baltimore
we
is
went to
like
a couple of
there's
those.
an abundance of opportunities for school supplies for kids. And it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you got school supplies and you have to send them into the teacher. No, you can keep your school supplies
Yeah.
with you. It's not,
Oh, yeah, they be
I
acting
mean,
up.
it's not necessarily a thing. I'm not a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been drinking a little bit, so I can only give but so much seriousness to this topic at this moment
Mm-hmm.
without sounding like an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But when there is a will, there's a way to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And it's just like with knowledge, you got to search for certain resources at a time. And I get like,
Oh
there's
Lord,
only
what do we
24 hours in
say?
a day.
I don't know what they don't like about what we're saying, but there was nothing said just now that was inappropriate. So
We
I
wasn't
don't
even
know.
cussing.
I don't know what it is.
We ain't say nothing curse worthy or nothing. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can only work so much to be able to afford but so much.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there are people who struggle with understanding resources and things like that, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
like I say all the time, like the Bible says, people perish from a lack of knowledge. Like you gotta look for what it is that you're trying to. If you know that you want your kids to be successful, you gotta look outside of what your actual abilities are and see if there's outside resources. Like if there's community resources available, look on Instagram. If you on Instagram scrolling, you build your Instagram. You build your algorithm. If you start looking for materials for your kids, they are available.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You definitely gotta look for that stuff. Marquise was saying our
Oh,
tax dollars
so
should
we
pay
gonna have to
for
say little
that.
people.
I don't know, but
I'm gonna
Marquise
say
was saying
I like saying little people.
Marquise saying our
No, we
tax
can't say little
dollars
people.
should
Young
pay for that.
folks. Let's try young folks. What they say? What they say in Jamaican? Picnic. The Jamaicans got a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
We can say picnic.
I'm gonna
You gotta
look.
make sure the picnic get their resources. You gotta make sure the picnic get their resources because at the end of the day, they are the future.
I ain't saying no just. That's some country shit. I'm
You
gonna
gotta
leave
make
that
sure the
alone.
Jets get the things they need. I like all them words. I love all the AAVE.
So Marquise was saying that our tax dollars should pay for that. What I have found out moving to
Hmm.
Pennsylvania, talking to Marquise's aunt, is that they do in this state. I did not know that. So
Hmm.
she was saying, and I'll find out for sure when Tori starts school in August, the end of August. But yeah, apparently you don't buy school supplies in the state. Your tax dollars cover the school supplies for the children, so you just send them on to school and everything they got is already there. Apparently,
I love
like I
that for
said,
y'all.
I will be able to get confirmation on that probably July or something.
Meanwhile, in the district that I am in, we just got marked the second worst school district in the country. So, but it's like all the school districts on the 10 worst school district list are black. I don't buy no whitelist. I don't care about no whitelist because at the end of the day, the black children are still going to succeed. At the end of the day, they may not struggle. They may struggle with reading and writing until they get to them HBCUs where they learn that correct learning. I
Yeah.
This summer, it is my mission. I hope that a few kids hit me up this summer to get some reading intervention because I'm gonna start working with the YT. I'm gonna start working with some people. I'm gonna be at the park this summer. If any black people, if any if any honey colored folk decided that they want to come out and do a reading group with me or do just some reading intervention. If you struggle with reading or anything like that, please hit me up because I'm gladly going to be sitting at a park under a tree ready to help you learn how to read this year. I'm dead behind it. I'm 10 toes on it. I'm not at this point. I wish that I wish that I could afford to not teach in a school system. I wish that I could afford to teach people on my own with
Yeah.
my own heart and my own love and my own curriculum without having to deal with being indoctrinated with the system.
Before we
And that
move
don't
on,
have nothing we talking about, but
yeah, before we move on, I'm not saying YT because what I don't understand is why I can't say white and I gotta say YT, but I can say black, 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 black all day. I can say black people, black American, all
they
the
don't
black
make us say
things.
be okay.
Yeah, they don't make us say BLK. They don't make us say BK. None of that. Like, why I gotta say? I'm not saying YT. I'm gonna say what they are. White people. Like, nigga, I camp the YT. But that was my first thing on our topic. Did you have one?
Another topic?
No, another anything to add to the teacher parent topic.
I mean, I got a gang of stuff to add to that. I outside of things that are financial, outside of things
Mhm.
that are tangible, a friend of mine, he's a comic too. His name is Kyrie. He's a I don't know what
Yeah,
he does in the school system now,
that's
but Kyrie
Marquis'
was
friend too.
he used to work with Marquise, yeah.
Yeah,
He
you
was
know
he
Marquis.
had made a post. It's interesting, he made a post earlier and talk about, how parents can play their role in terms of it. Like we are like a fair parent as teachers,
Mhm.
in a sense that for a series of hours a day, we deal with children that
Yes,
belong to people. And for me
absolutely.
personally, because of the setting that I work in, I don't feel like it's necessary so much for me to reach out to the parents that much. I don't even see the kids for that long. I work in an alternative program. So
Right.
these kids already think they're grown.
Uh,
They ended up here for a reason because their parents have done something or lack thereof that lets us know that the control is not completely there. So at this point, these people think they're grown people. I'm going to talk to you head on about the things that you did.
right. Right.
I'm not gonna bother your parent. At this point, I feel like I'm bothering them because they're
Yeah, I'm
already
with you.
overwhelmed with dealing with you as a person. They already know that they don't have control of you. So me calling them is just like adding to the fuel. They
Yeah.
already don't control you. They already don't know how to deal. With Bridges and Bloom, within the next 2 to 3 years, my plan is to incorporate parenting classes. Those
Mhm.
parenting classes will incorporate some type of fusion with the police department, like teaching them about laws, teaching them about how to interact with their kids in a way that will help them understand, yo, the shit that you're doing about to get you locked up.
Yeah.
That's more of my concern as a teacher right now because I
Mhm.
work with that population of kids, the kids that are due for recidivism and things like that. I don't really work with the average student who, at this point, I don't anymore. That's no longer my reality. But when I was working with the average student, I still wasn't, because I've never worked in a setting where it required me to work with the parents. I worked at a boarding school before.
Yeah.
I've never worked in a regular high school to really understand what it's like to like. Even when we were kids, do you remember your parents calling, getting like your parents getting called home like that?
Yes, in high school, yep, twice.
They didn't give a fuck about my
I
parents.
only
Only people
cared
who
one
called
time.
my parents got called once, and that was freshman year when everybody was failing.
My parents got called twice. Once Starley called my mother because we were rebelling and we refused to change our clothes. And he said, no, three times my parents got called. This, let me continue with this time. So he was like, I'm gonna start calling your parents if y'all don't get changed. So I immediately got changed because my mother does not play that. Like I
Yeah.
could, go along with the crowd for a while, but once you start threatening to call parents, let me go ahead and put my clothes on. So that was one time. The very first time was ninth grade year. I got caught cursing. What was it, Miss Allen, the lady that used to work in the gym? I
She
was
did no. She was not the lady that used to work in the gym. She was the academic director.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Get
look,
that lady her title because
I
that's what
don't know
she
that.
was actually everybody's boss.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
how you
yeah,
knew I
yeah.
was always going to be a teacher because I knew the scope of all of the I knew
Yeah,
what the
I had no
roles
idea.
was
And
because I
she
knew
wasn't
what
even.
because whenever I got mad at Starly, I would go and complain to her.
Oh, yeah, I ain't like her. That was
I
she
love
put
Miss
me in her
Allen. She did
employees.
her job effectively.
Okay, I
She
ain't
made
never
sure
put
them
it. So,
because let me tell you about Miss Allen because people ain't like Miss Allen. Miss Allen was stern, but she made sure the boys that was too old to be messing with us. She made sure
oh,
them boys stayed away from us. She was not. People
oh,
ain't know that about Miss Allen. Yo, Miss Allen
yeah,
was
yeah.
cool. She may have been a stick in the mud, but she was a stick in the mud because she understood. And this is what I understand as a teacher now, right? She understood structure because them boys was too old to be talking to us. And every single time she saw one, get away from them curious. That's why I respected Miss Allen.
See, I never noticed
She was a
that.
jerk sometimes because like why can't I walk around with my pin curls in? But Miss Allen was cool.
Yeah, I never noticed that. Yeah, I never had those type of interactions in her presence, so that's why I never knew she was doing that. But yeah, so she called my mother because I was yelling across the gym, but I was cursing, yelling across the gym. So she called my mother. I got in trouble. And the last time was Miss Johnson. Thinking she gonna call my mother to say
Really?
that.
Oh wait, pause for the cause, Didi. I'm sorry. Apparently, Miss Allen just got put in Dunbar's Hall of Fame, and rightfully so.
Oh, I know what the hell.
Because Miss Allen deserves her. She listen. She could be mean.
Mm.
I will say that she had her moments of meanness, but she really cared about the students.
Oh, well, that's good. That's nice to hear because I had a different interpretation of her as a child. But yeah, the third time was Miss Johnson calling my mother, talking about I'm talking in the hallway, and I'm
Yo, Miss
like,
Johnson used to
oh,
be so bad.
she used to be so bad. And honestly, thinking back now, I feel like I remember being justified for being irritated with her, but I honestly don't remember what the actual reason was in the moment. I just remember
Mm-hmm.
that one time, man, with Thais walking down the hallway, talking regular, like having regular speech. We're not yelling through the hallway. She's
Yeah.
like, y'all need to stop making all that noise in the hallway. And I'm like, what do you like? We're talking.
You
We're
know,
in the
old people got
hallway.
sensitive
We're
ears, though,
not.
D.
I'm not sure. I wasn't trying to hit that. I was like, we're not in the classroom. Like for you to try to police us having a conversation in the
Yeah.
hallway. It's crazy. And she was like, when we get to the classroom, I'm gonna call your mom. I said, well, go ahead, call her. Because you're calling her for nonsense. And
And I
she
think I
called
was
us
always meant to be a teacher. Now that
like,
I hear this, I feel like I was always meant to be a teacher because now that I look at it as an adult, as a person that's standing in the hallway with these people be thinking that they regular value. Tight, Gentle still in this live. Gentle used to be loud as shit in the
but
hallway.
she
Yo,
Gentle
Gentle
wasn't
used
with
to
us.
be so loud in the
Yeah,
hallway. That
she
don't got nothing to do
did.
with what you talking about, but Gentle used to be so fucking loud in the hallway. And I used
Mm-hmm.
to be like, damn, she loud as shit. But y'all used to be able to time me. This is what I remember, y'all. This is before I became part of the crew. I want to be a part of y'all crew so bad. I know that sound pressed, but I'm okay with that because y'all are still my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch y'all walking through the hallway. Gentle would start singing a random fucking
And start reading on the
3 6
line.
Mafia song.
Yeah.
And everybody joined in it. Y'all used to be loud as shit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, I want to join that crew. But y'all
Uh-huh.
used to be loud as shit. Y'all used
Sometimes
to
we
be
would be
so
loud.
loud.
If Gentle was with us, we was having a party in the hallway. This particular time, it was
You was minding
literally
your
no.
business. Because
It
Tice
was
was not.
literally
No,
just
Tice
me
kind of
and
loud too. I mean, last year we got TikTok. Tice was loud as shit too. So it may not have been you.
I don't know. I from my recollection, we were not being loud. We was having a regular ass. We wasn't even laughing or nothing. It was just a regular conversation. And she talking about
I love
stop
Marquise.
talking
He's
in
the
the.
greatest.
And he wasn't even.
To be fair, some of them people was going through menopause, DD.
I don't care about that. I don't. Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all. I really
Some of the
don't.
people was
Like,
tired. They
and
was
it
going through
wasn't even like
menopause.
she
They
was
had
saying,
synthetic
"Hey."
wigs. Oh, but all right, so because we gotta
It
have
was.
we gotta have some empathy, DD. If you were a 56-year-old woman going through menopause, your bridge work was a little bit irritating you a little bit, and you had on a synthetic wig, and you was going through menopause, and you had on Mary Kay makeup, you might be agitated too.
If you're gonna do all that, then leave me alone. If you're gonna do all that, leave me alone because I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm having a regular conversation, and it's not even like she said, "Hey, y'all, keep the noise down." She said flat out, "Stop the conversation." I'm not going
Yeah.
to do that. We're not in the classroom. So when
But
she
you
did
know,
call my mother, and I got on the
and
phone with my
listen, not too
mother,
much on Miss Garnett because that was my girl. You don't talk about her next sweat.
and when
You
I
don't talk
got
too
on
much
the,
about her next sweat.
but yeah, when I got on the phone with my mother, she just was like, "Didi, please, like,
And
please
you know
be
what's
nice
funny, Didi?
to the
The
world."
difference between the way your mother interacted versus how the kids or parents are interacting now. The
Mhm.
kids' parents who are our generation.
Mhm.
The keyboard on his finger motions is so it gives effect. This generation of parents believes their children.
Yes.
The difference between them and us is that they are bold faced fucking liars.
Yeah, and
They will
you know
lie
what?
in their parents' face, and not
They
even that they
will.
lie in their parents' face. They really genuinely don't know what they're doing wrong because the
Mhm.
parents are not teaching them that these behaviors are not normal behaviors in a public setting or a professional setting, which is a
Yeah.
school is their professional setting. They're not teaching their kids your school
Mhm.
is a professional setting. They're teaching their kids you just gotta go to school, but they're not. You know what? So I'm in school for adult education. And
Yeah.
one of the principles of adult education is this thing called andragogy. That's the adult education. And one of the principles of andragogy is that adult learners need to know the purpose behind why they're learning something. And I am of the belief that children need that same, they need to know why they're learning something as well. It may
Exactly.
not compute to them now. It looks different for adults and kids because uh, adult learners have experienced life.
Right.
They've experienced life. They've gone through work. They understand that the things that they learned actually do apply to the things that they're working on, right? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
kids, they've not experienced anything or they've not experienced
Exactly.
things that
Motivate.
relate to the things
Mm-hmm.
that they're learning in school so that they don't think that it matters to their future. We
Right.
don't do enough we don't do enough job, a good enough job of explaining to kids how the things that they're learning right now relate to their future.
Oh, right.
And that's on
That's
teachers,
true.
but it's also on parents because y'all have also lived
Mostly on
the
parents.
experience. I wouldn't say
Mm-hmm.
it's mostly on parents because the same amount of life experience a teacher would have, a parent would have. So if we were working together, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that I believe as a teacher, I believe that at the beginning of each school year, a teacher and a parent should sit together with their kids and
Mm-hmm.
discuss what the kids' goals are. I believe they should all sit together, like how I IEP. Mind you, I'm a SPED teacher, special
Right.
education teacher. We sit and we
Mm-hmm.
talk about the goals. We talk about where the kid wants to transition, what kind of future that they want for themselves, and we're supposed to build their plan around that
Mm-hmm. Yep.
based off of what it is that they want to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that should only be a special education thing.
It shouldn't.
I think that should be an everybody education thing because these kids should be thinking about what it is that they want to do for their future. If you go to a general school, there's no there isn't that same amount of push that says, okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, I know that you want to be an engineer specifically.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look for things that help you to become an engineer. There's nothing like that. It's all right. Well, these are the things that you need to get out of high school. And then when you get to college, you focus specifically on that.
Yeah.
Where there's time missing and there's interest lost because kids are not long range thinkers.
Yeah.
They are short term thinkers. They are quick gratification thinkers. So if we're not helping them to get to the space where they are learning about the things that they're actually interested in their
Right.
youth, we're going to lose them before they even get to the space where they're in higher education.
Right. But I would say that part is a flaw in the schooling, and that's why I
Yeah.
reacted the way that I reacted because when Troy first started school, I always had this expectation of what what is it called when you come together before school starts? I always forget the name of it. Whatever it's called, the
Orientation?
day orientation. I always had this idea of what orientation would look like because from my memory through elementary school, middle school, high school, it seemed to be a lot longer. It seemed to be more of a one-on-one thing with the kids. You go meet each
Mm-hmm.
individual teacher. You meet the parent. Y'all have a conversation. This is what my child is into. This is how she learns. This is what you can expect. They don't do that. It's literally like, come for 5 minutes, say hi to the teacher, say bye to the teacher. I'm like,
Yeah,
so, like, I would tell my
because the
niece
teacher
that when
has
it
40
first
kids
started. I'm
now.
like, this is
Because
all
the
orientation
teacher
is
has
gonna be.
40 students.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, because they aren't hiring. Here's the thing. It's not
Well,
enough
I can tell you
money
this. All
going
of our
to
classrooms,
education
all
to
of our classrooms had
fund
about 20 students.
20
So,
is a lot of kids.
how many?
Ideally, 15 kids. So, ideally, for a classroom to be
Mm-hmm,
successful, the ratio would be one teacher to 15 kids max.
mm-hmm,
You got to think about the districts like the one I work in.
mm-hmm.
You can have my freshman year, my freshman year. I don't know if you said freshman year. My first year teaching, I had 40 kids.
Well,
My first year of
that's too
teaching,
much.
I had 45-year-olds.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I didn't remember ever being like that though. Like, I didn't remember being in a classroom with a bunch of kids like that. Like,
We
we're.
weren't, but that's the reality for a lot of these kids. Like, think about it like this. My grandma was last year teaching. She had 45 kids.
Oh yeah, that's
Her
crazy.
last year, she's 60 something years old, teaching 45 kids. Like, it's easier. Y'all, I'm gonna keep saying this. We gotta get our kids out of this school system.
And see, let me say this, because what I
Marquis
what
made a
I
valid point too. He said some adults can't conquer delayed gratification,
yeah,
so
that's
the
what I was
kids
saying.
are gonna need help.
I have experienced the South School District, so it's probably a very
Mm.
different thing than what it is up here. Down there, at least the schools that Troy was in, the classroom sizes were not that big. Like, they didn't have that many kids at all. They had just about the same amount of kids that we had in our classrooms growing up. So I'm sitting here like, why isn't orientations, somewhat similar to what we experience? And then sometimes, like, especially in my middle school, it was way more kids
Yeah,
in our classrooms, but there was still individualized, like, hey, sit down with me, let's talk about your child. And we had like 7 teachers, and there was
yeah,
still time to meet each one. But now it's like, you got one teacher. This is only first grade, second grade, third grade. It's one teacher, and y'all
yeah.
don't ever have much to say. It's just, come on, sit down, let me tell you about her behavior, sign this paper, go on about your business. And that's really
Because
it.
you gotta think, Diddy, because the math of that, if y'all have 7 teachers, that means 7 teachers are seeing all the kids. If you have one teacher, that's one person actively dealing with all of the parents.
Yeah, but that was just the
That's a
middle
lot
school.
more on one person.
That's just the middle school, though. Elementary school wasn't
Yeah.
like that. We had one teacher with the same
Elementary
amount
school
of
is, I will say this as somebody who has taught at every level.
kids.
I done taught from kindergarten to 12th grade. Elementary school is way harder than it is any other grade levels.
What to teach?
Teaching as an elementary school, because elementary
Mm,
school teachers teach all subjects.
right. This is correct.
I teach one subject. No,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I teach 4, but that's because I'm a special education teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I teach 8. I teach 8 individual subjects. But the thing
Right.
is, if all of the parents were to come and visit me, it would still be a lot less difficult than it would for elementary school teachers because they literally teach all of the subjects. So that's reading, writing, math, social studies.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they teach some elements of art, and it's teaching foundational skills. So we're talking about reading for foundational skills. It's not one class because they're
Mm-hmm.
teaching phonics, they're teaching phonemic awareness, they're teaching writing, they're teaching reading, they're teaching speaking language. They're also teaching civics. They're also teaching just basic understanding of history. They're also teaching letter recognition. They teach like
Mm-hmm.
elementary school teach. I would not, especially not a kindergarten teacher. A kindergarten teacher is the hardest level to teach.
Right. Okay, so
I
maybe
stand by that thought process.
you can help me understand this then, because you just remind me of something when you said art. I remember being able to have my parents have meetings with all teachers, even the
Yeah.
extracurricular teachers, even the
That
art
should
teacher.
still be a thing.
the music teacher, the gym teacher, all of that. They don't do that. So her art teacher is a completely different teacher. Her music teacher completely different. Gym was completely different. She
Mm-hmm.
this year for third grade, they actually split the subject up. So they had her homeroom teacher taught math and science. Then they had another teacher who taught reading or language arts and social
And
studies.
yeah, that sounds
Then
about
they
right.
had a whole other like a STEM teacher or something. So she ended up having all together,
Yeah.
just like elementary school does. You have about 7 teachers, but they're teaching different subjects. But when
Yeah.
we go for parent teacher night, we're only talking to the homeroom teacher. They won't even give us an opportunity to talk to the other teacher who teaches social studies and language arts. So we're not
That's
hearing from her.
ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't hear
That's
from her
ridiculous.
at
Whoever
all. The
did that, the
only
principal
teacher.
is just doing anything. That's the
Yeah, and
principal just doing anything. And we
that's
gotta
what
remember sometimes
teachers
too,
are.
teachers do not have full autonomy in these spaces because you gotta remember,
Mm.
teachers also have to deal with a union.
Uh,
And teachers also have to do with administration. Teachers are not the highest level at a school. A teacher is really, should a teacher got as much keys as a janitor?
that's crazy.
Not even that much because really a janitor has a key to every room. A teacher has a key just to theirs and maybe the bathroom.
Oh, this is true. You know what it is?
Teachers don't have no power in the school. Like,
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's like a societal thing. It's the same way you go to McDonald's and you start yelling at the cashier like they created
yeah, like
purpose.
they ain't
It's the
make the
same.
goddamn menu.
Yeah, it's the same It's the same concept.
And that's the same thing for teachers. Like, damn, my bad. I ain't mean to leave no pickles off your burger. I didn't mean to leave the pickles
Right,
off your burger.
exactly. And
Shit. Like
I didn't even make it. I'm right here at the register. They
I'm
think
just right here at the
you're
breakfast. I didn't even make the burger. I didn't make this
right.
curriculum, which provides these high quality materials as they call them. Where I work at, I didn't create none of these materials. I didn't create none of the. And they tell me the district that I work at tells us that we are not allowed to use any materials that are not directly aligned with the curriculum materials that we have provided. So even if I don't agree with the materials that are provided,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I cannot teach otherwise. I can teach what is taught to me to teach. When they talk about like before, and granted, I will say that the district that I work at, I'm not going to say the name of the district, but we all know what district I work at.
Mm-hmm.
I think the materials that we work with this year that I've been given these materials that I've had these years for the social studies classes and for the English classes that I teach, I do believe that we have high quality materials.
Okay.
I don't think we have students that are able to use those materials equitably because
Okay.
some students are highly lacking in
Mm,
skills that they should have got from years prior. And no shade to the parents, y'all are not working with your kids at home
mm-hmm.
on things that you don't, on the things that they are lacking because y'all don't know them either.
Right. Yeah.
And that's no
Mm,
shade to the parents. That's not, when people be like, "Oh, y'all don't know." When people say others don't know stuff, I think people look at it, take it from a certain place of shame. It's like, "Well, I'm not stupid. No one said you were
nobody
stupid."
says you
But
yeah.
we all have missed certain things. English is a stupid ass language, and there's certain stuff that all of us missed in
Man.
school that would
Oh.
be able to help our kids to get a
Mm-hmm.
bigger grip. I teach English and
Mm-hmm.
social studies exclusively. I don't teach math. But if my niece or nephew, who would never call me to ask me for help with homework because they will only call me for help with money.
Mm-hmm.
My my niece and nephew would never call me for help with homework because first of all, I'm not gonna be able to help you with anything math related.
Listen, I
I
feel
am a
you.
teacher who has been
Mm-hmm.
teaching for 12 years of her entire grown life. I could not help my nieces and nephews with math homework. I can help them with English and social studies homework. I can't help them with math homework because although there are things that I was exposed to, I don't remember that stuff.
I don't.
And I'm not going back and working on those skills over and over and over again. No adult is working on the skills
Yeah, you're not doing that.
that they
But
were
you don't
working
believe
on as
that.
a teenager. Nobody is
Yeah.
doing that. Not intentionally. You're not
Yeah.
intentionally going back and working on formulas. So when we get kids, I think schools could do a better job of offering homework. We don't even send homework home no more. But I think schools could do a better job of offering intervention support for
Mm-hmm.
both the adult and the student. Even something as simple as figuring out how it applies to their real life.
Yeah.
Sending it
Mm-hmm.
home to the parents in that way. Like, all right, well, laundry day. I'm thinking about math solely.
Mm-hmm.
Or even reading the back of the labels on the laundry detergent that you're using, because for some people they got sensitive skin, some people got eczema, some people got things going on. Read the back of your labels. Let that be your simple assignment. Read the back of your label before you do your laundry.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
think schools could do a good job of understanding that people live real lives.
Yeah.
We're not only training people to be employees, but we're also preparing people that are going to live real lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Teach them how to read the back of the labels. Teach them how to read a damn job application. Teach them how to read an apartment application.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I work in high school, so it looks different in middle school and it looks different in elementary school. So I don't have all the answers.
I'm gonna say this though to comment on what you were saying about English being the stupidest language. The way I just realized in the last 4 years that learning English is one of the hardest fucking things to do, because I'm sitting here just going over like Troy's homework, going through things with her, and I just ended up coming to this realization like, yo, this shit is difficult to do, and
Mm-hmm.
it's constantly changing. It's like you teach me one lesson, this letter makes this sound in this word. But then if you
Mm-hmm.
put it in a completely different word, it makes a completely different sound. And then don't let you add it to another letter. Now it makes another. It's like, yo, it's
So there's
fucking
this thing called the
hard.
science. There's a science of reading,
Uh-huh.
and it starts to develop reading like formulas, like though it does in math.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who's not learning that? People who don't teach.
Yeah. Yeah.
People who don't teach don't learn that.
Mm-hmm.
Adults don't, we don't even sending things home to the parents to say, okay, well, if you kind of try to be on the same line with me, with my
Mm-hmm.
students, you can help them with their homework this way, but we don't send our homework. So it's
Yeah.
like, we're not sending home homework anymore.
Because the
The
damn
parents
parents
and
ain't making
students
them
are
do the
only
homework.
interacting with each other when there's an argument and not proactively. We're reactive and not proactive in the way we communicate with each other. And I think everything is by design because everybody is so tired. Everybody is so tired at the end of the day. The
Yeah.
parents are tired at the end of the day from working their long jobs. The teachers are tired from the end of the day from working their long jobs. And then the teachers have to go home to their children
Yeah. To teach
at
them.
the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then social media. We don't need to talk about the aspect of social media. When you add social media into that, it's a recipe for a disaster because it's like, I thought we had a interest in I thought we had somebody that was trying to join in.
Yeah.
Texas Rug Max. It's up to you, DD. But yeah, like we have people that are constantly dealing with everyday life and trying to help their children. And that's across the board. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to number one help your kids when you struggle with reading and writing and math. And there's a certain level of shame. And once again, like I said, one of the things with andragogy is adults, professors, or learners have to deal with the idea of parents dealing or adults dealing with school hurt.
Yeah.
So not only are you dealing with your children being in this space, but you're also dealing with the trauma that you had from your own teachers who felt like they had absolute power over you, were disrespectful to you as a kid, that made you feel like you couldn't learn effectively, that may have made you feel like less than because they were adult and you were a child. So now you as a grown person, you don't trust teachers.
Yeah, that's true.
So how am I going to build a relationship with you as somebody who doesn't trust teachers, who doesn't trust the system, who has had failures as a student myself, and I don't necessarily know all of the things that I need to know to help you as a teacher get my students to where they need to be according to the standards that the state has created based off of the national standards, based off of the international standards of what it's supposed to look like at a certain age range to be able to know certain things.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should do a lot more focus on building community
Mm-hmm.
and building trust with the parent and the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like everybody's so tired. The teacher is tired from dealing with y'all kids all day long. And then the parents coming in who don't trust teachers saying, well, my kid would never do that when their kids are never going to get home all the
Mm-hmm.
time. What do you mean he would never write on the classroom wall? He writes on the home walls.
Mm-hmm.
Right there on your wall, there is a picture of what's supposed to be a cat, but it looks like a cow.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you he in here writing on the desk, you don't believe me.
Can't believe it.
You see it in your own house.
Mm-hmm.
But because you don't trust teachers, you don't even trust me to believe the things that I'm saying that you are knowing to be true
Yeah.
about your own child because you're dealing with your own past trauma.
Yeah.
Before people get past the trauma that they have with the education system,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do until people get past their own past traumas.
Yeah, because
And to
that's
be
really all we
honest,
need.
even the priorities of it, because people are so concerned about making sure that their kids have things that they never had. I know this is a meme. People are worried about making sure that their kids have things that they never had, but they don't think about the things that they never learned.
Mm-hmm.
You should think about what it is that you didn't learn first, try to make sure that your kid understands those things, and then go into what falls into our capitalist society. Because at the end of the day, ain't no money without no education. I don't care what Floyd Mayweather says. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather right now, dealing with some bullshit because somebody who knew how to read fooled him and tricked him out his bag.
And then, can we just be real for a minute that all of y'all not gonna be Floyd Mayweather? Not
Everybody not gonna
everybody
be
is gonna
Floyd.
grow up to be Floyd Mayweather. I don't know why we be looking at these celebrity situations thinking, oh well, if he can do it, I can do it. Probably not. It's not likely. So
1%.
let's focus on these books because that's way more likely than you becoming Floyd Mayweather. Like,
Ooh,
come on,
D. You
this
know
should
what we
be
should add to the pod?
ridiculous.
We should add a good book that we've been reading. You know, I stay with a book.
You know I don't. You know I do not. I do not think with a book. I was telling my kids this or telling somebody this? I was like, I need to get back into reading
You know
because
I
the way
don't. It's
the
hilarious.
way and then I learned this from my sister.
No, for
That
real. He
my
definitely
mother
needed
was
a
the
one on
type of
one.
parent who every time we were bored, she would say, okay, go read, go sit down and read a book. So we did a lot of reading apparently when we were children, which is probably part of the reason why I got to a point where I'm like, I'll just Google it. Whatever the information is, I'll find it. But I do want to say, to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, because I want to pivot on the parent side of this. Because I keep saying, I saw a couple videos that were like, whose responsibility is it to discipline the child? And I'm like, the parent. What do you mean? It is your responsibility to discipline your child to make sure they are ready for the world. Because there are a few parents out there in the world, which is crazy, who feel like once their child gets to school, it is now solely the teacher's responsibility to discipline them. So their feeling is don't call me, don't text me, because they're your child now. You worry about it. I'll worry about it when
But
it's
I
my
can't whoop your
time.
child's ass. What you mean? Because
Exactly.
if it was up to me, I'm whooping ass.
Because once I
If
bring
it
that
was up to
title out,
me, I'm whooping ass.
then
And I
y'all
don't
gonna
mean
be
like physically
complaining.
whooping ass because I don't feel like a beating is. I mean, I'm making your child stand in the corner
Right.
with their
Mm-hmm.
hands out, arms up, in a
Mm-hmm.
squat position for 5 minutes. But that's called corporal punishment. And I
Yeah.
can't legally do that.
Yeah, it's just really amazing to me that there are actual parents out there who really feel like it is not their sole responsibility to discipline their child. Even when your child is acting up in school, you need to answer the fucking phone so that you can correct them in the moment. Sometimes you might have to pick them up. I'm sorry, I know you gotta leave work again this week, but you
I'm
gotta
less
do what you
upset with
gotta
those people
do.
though. Personally, I'm less upset with those people than the don't say shit to my child people.
Oh
I
yeah,
would rather somebody say their
yeah.
discipline is on you because they're in your domain than somebody be like, you can't say shit to my child. And we get more of the
Oh
you
yeah.
can't say to my
Mhm.
shit to my child people
Yeah,
than we
that's
do the I trust you solely with my child people. But
yeah,
there
that's
got to be a fine medium between both of those things because trusting your child
yeah.
solely with somebody, it's a lot of mean spirited people out there that become teachers. And I'm not gonna say what color they are, but I'm not gonna say they're black.
It's a lot of mean spirited people. But yeah, yeah, definitely your responsibility to discipline your child to make sure they're ready for the world, ready for a classroom setting. And if they are not, if they can't get right, you gotta get them right. It's not the teacher's responsibility to get them kids right. It's their responsibility to report it to you. Once they
But you
report
know
it to
what?
you,
I don't agree with that completely, DD.
no.
Only reason I don't agree with that completely is because I've been teaching for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny? I worked in a space where the students looped, not necessarily looped, but they
Mm-hmm.
stayed in the cohorts and they went from your class to the next grade level's class. So it was the thought process that I need to train these people to go to the next grade because I don't need them embarrassing me going to the next grade. I don't need them
Mm-hmm.
saying Miss Such and Such ain't do shit last year
Right.
with
Okay.
these kids. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of that same rearing process. The parents are
Mm-hmm.
rearing their kids to go out in public and act properly. We're
Mm-hmm.
rearing our kids to be in the academic space and act properly to go to the next academic space. It's
Mm.
not it's not an individual process. It's like between the years of birth to about 4 or 5, y'all need to be preparing your kids to get into the school space. Once
Right.
they get into the school space, we're supposed to be preparing them and rearing them in the school space to
That's true.
continue to matriculate
Mm-hmm.
throughout.
Throughout the school year.
But when
Okay.
you work in a school where, let's say, you got a principal who's an asshat and he loses teachers every year,
Mm-mm-mm.
or she loses teachers every year, it gets kind of hard to create a system where the matriculation from grade to grade level becomes consistent to the
Yeah.
point where everybody understands it's a process, like Mr. Shaw would say.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
It gets to a point where it's like, damn, I don't even care about the next grade teacher because who know if I'm gonna see that hoe anyway? She might not even be here next year. We might have another, and that's where it comes upon the kids because we gotta remember that children are people.
They are.
We talk about parents and we talk about students, but we don't remember that children are people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how if I watch you whoop mommy's ass every day, I'm not gonna respect you
Yep.
as an adult. Just like how if I know that grandma's the baby, I'm not gonna respect my mother. I've been with
Mm.
Nana every year since 2005. It's now 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I respect grandma? Why would I respect my mother? What gives a fuck about what she's talking? Who even is this bitch? Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule has to say at a time like this?
Yeah, that's true.
Those
That's
things
true.
also come into play. So it's like there's a lot of right and wrong thought processes, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody's situation is different. So if we was to put it in a grand scheme, like we got to understand that the teacher and the parent are partners,
Yes, that's true too.
and we're both equally annoyed by what the administration is saying. We are both equally annoyed because who the fuck said that we wanted to have book outfit day? No, I don't want to dress up like Amelia Bedelia. No,
You
I
know,
don't want to do that.
I would like to know where that comes from. Like, what part of them setting up all these events and parties? What makes them think that this is what the populace wants, though? Like, why the excessive parties and events? Like, why? Is this something that
Because
don't they
it
have a
distracts
meeting?
from the fact that your kids can't read and write.
Oh, is that what it is? Because when I tell you fucking parties was going on like every month at my daughter's
It
school, it's like,
distracts from the fact that your kids can't read and write. If y'all are busy boogie woogieing No, I'm not gonna check the state standards reading scores because I gotta make sure that this Lego house is made perfectly so that I don't get judged as a parent because I work and I don't have a baby's father that stays in my household. So I gotta make sure that my kid comes to school. I gotta overcompensate. Yo, no, I'm not gonna read the state. I'm not gonna read the school's test scores. Why would I do that? I just want to make sure that I show up as a good parent. I want to
Yeah,
make sure that my kids comes in presentable. I want to make sure my kid has everything that they're supposed to be having. I don't even have enough time to check to see if the school is bullshitting or not.
yeah, so many layers to that too.
We could be on this all night, but can we have a black ass minute?
Yes, we can have a black ass minute. Oh, I got a good one. I think I only got one. I think mine's is simply a question.
Oh Lord,
Are we or are we not supporting Asian
I'm
business?
not supporting shit. Fuck them people.
Though, you know what? I'm gonna say this because I'm not either. I would like for us as a people to give our people a little bit of a break because there are people who cannot make it outside of their neighborhood. Not everybody
Mm-hmm.
has a vehicle. Some people have to get on the bus. Maybe I don't got money for Uber to take me out of my neighborhood to the black owned.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say let's give each other a little bit of a break on the how dare you going into you up in the Asian salon. Maybe I'm saying maybe they had nowhere else to go. I will say this though,
Mm-hmm.
getting that and I might catch some flack for this,
No, you won't.
but
Fuck them people.
most of the things that we go to the Asians for, they're not a necessity.
They're
They're
not
not a
a
necessity.
necessity.
You don't
Can I
have
tag me in, please? Whenever you're ready, tag me in.
You don't have to go to the nail salon. You don't have to go to the Chinese food shop. You don't have to. You're choosing to. If you're going to choose to, then you probably deserve a little bit of flack because if you can't get outside of your neighborhood, then how about not go? Because you don't need to go. And you saving money. And you saving money. But you go ahead. I had more to say, but
Let
go
me go ahead and
ahead.
tag myself into this because I'm gonna go ahead back to 2020.
Mhm.
First of all, you know me. I went on a series of rabbit holes during 2020. As somebody who has self-diagnosed ADHD, I
Uh-huh.
cannot do one thing at one time. I had 3 jobs. I worked as a Census Bureau person. I was in school. I had another
Mhm.
real job, and I worked at Amazon.
Yes.
So that's 5 things that I did during
Uh-huh.
COVID alone. And I went to school for nail techs.
Mm-hmm.
For a period of time, I was a licensed nail technician. And the only
Mm-hmm.
reason that I went to nail school is because I refused to go back to the agents. I went back because I was lazy. But now that I've seen this shit again, I'm back. This is the thing about
Yeah.
black, because I am not an anomaly when it comes to black women.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
am not an anomaly. We are multitaskers. We will do a bunch of
Yeah.
shit. And black women will literally do shit just out of spite. I got a degree. I'm working on a second degree out of spite because a nigga that I broke up with made me feel like I wasn't shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? If a black man can make me feel that way, think about what another race can do. And I am not an anomaly. I am
Monkey
not an
said,
anomaly.
"Can we skip boycotting the Japanese and the Filipinos?" I feel like
They
might
ain't
not be
got shit to do with this. We only on the
because I
Chinese
still
head.
like anime. I still
We
like
only on
watching
the
anime
Chinese head.
now.
We only Chinese head. And honestly, the
Only
Japanese people,
that.
they need, no, fuck that, Marquise. The Japanese, because y'all over there making these motherfucking robots that's about to take over the fucking
They
world.
all
Y'all
make
need to
them.
sit your ass down somewhere, because what the fuck is y'all doing? Why the fuck y'all ain't never watched iRobot? What the fuck is they doing over there? First of all, this is the shit that makes me mad about Asian people. Because
Mm-hmm.
once again, you know me, I'ma sit and read a history book. And I respect every race of people in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I believe everybody has a space. I believe everybody's history is important. I believe that if we, when we're active as working together as a people, that we will be a much better society. However, I also believe that all the black people need to pick up and move the fuck about this country. Been saying it. We need to pick our shit up and go. Pick our rags and go. Because this country we will never suspect we will because people believe and I was talking to a black man earlier about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was leaning on a black man. I wasn't talking to him about shit. I was leaning on a black man earlier about this shit. Because you will never get your fat ass lips out here in the world and say that, oh, black people need to do like the Asians and the Caribbeans and everybody else that came into this country after we fought for the
He
right for
said
them to
that
be able to do the
today.
shit. In 2026's man was out here talking about something. Yeah, because black people have this victim mentality. Bro, read 1619 Project.
What?
Like,
Really?
simply understand what the fuck has happened to us as a people in this country. Talking about
You know why we have victim
talking about other
mentality?
people come to this country and start to build shit that we've never had. We've built this shit in this country. It's got burned down. People were killed in mass. Eminent domain.
So we have victim
These things have
mentality because
happened
we
to
are that.
us. Literal laws have been put in place to make sure that we did not succeed. So when people say shit like, "Oh, well, black people can't do," but all right, cool. We can show you better. And we can tell you because the fact that as an Asian man, you done came out your motherfucking flat ass lips to say we don't want your support after y'all can watch what the fuck happened to Target, a conglomerate. Cool.
Right. And so,
Y'all
right
come in,
by.
y'all come in our communities. We
Uh-huh.
accept y'all. We bring y'all our babies' pictures, our prom pictures, our baby shower pictures, and y'all put up on that motherfucking bulletproof glass and all that stuff like that. Y'all feed us hot sausages and pickled
Mhm.
eggs, and y'all send y'all kids to colleges, and then y'all leave our communities, and we're still stuck in the community, but y'all don't even want to work in our communities no more, or y'all become meth addicts and stay in the community and you're still doing business because you didn't know how to operate your business without becoming an addict, and that's not our fault. Because guess what we're not doing in the hood? Meth.
Yeah. That's one thing we not do.
So, and y'all deny us loans, like
No
Marquis
method.
said. You're not going to tell us that we have had the same opportunities as any other set of immigrants in this country because no other rules. Nobody else in this country has had rules literally put into government legislation to keep them down. We are the only people that have ever heard of that. And then in reality, we fought for everybody in this country. I was reading the 1619 Project the other day, and it was something about I can't speak accurately, so this is just for entertainment purposes only.
Mm-hmm.
But they were talking about how Asians had got emboldened to fight for their rights after we had gotten emboldened to fight for our rights. Their shit got denied, but it was because of the things that we were putting into place that Asians were able to get the same amount
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
rights that we had,
Yeah.
and henceforth everybody else in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
I when I hear black people. When I hear black people even saying, "Oh, well, we just have a victim mentality." Bitch, go read a book. Go read a fucking book. It's not that hard. Find a simple one.
My
Find a
attitude
simple
is
book.
simply everybody
But
can't
yeah, no,
go.
fuck them people. Long
Yeah,
story short.
I definitely don't have no problem with not supporting them. There I would say out of all of the Asian
Not
businesses that
Jiang.
we know them to have, the only place I would assume that you need to shop at is the beauty supply store. You can
We
find your
don't
black.
need to. There's African
If
owned
you,
beauty supply stores,
that's what I mean. I don't
especially in
mean their
Baltimore.
no, I don't mean their beauty supply store. I mean a beauty supply store in general. So
Yeah,
you can absolutely find you a black owned beauty supply store. If you can't get out of your neighborhood, then fine. You know, I get it. Everybody can't
hmm
get everywhere. But you don't need to go to the nail salon. You do not need to go to the food shops. You don't have to go. You're making
you
a
don't have
choice.
to.
Stop
You
making that
literally can
choice.
make orange chicken. There's YouTube videos.
Yes, you
And if we're
absolutely could.
talking
I
about the
have
way the Koreans
yes.
made chicken, Koreans learn how to make chickens from black men that came over during Vietnam. So they're eating our food.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. You can skip that. So yeah, that's my only wait one black ass minute. For
Yang.
as long as y'all say we not supporting, I'm not supporting. So like I said on my previous video that I made several months ago, I'm with what y'all with. If that's what we on, that's what I'm
You know
on.
what type of shit I'm on. I'ma stand. Listen, Didi, I'ma stand on. I go to extremes because the fact that I spent 13. Wait, how much did I spend? I spent 3 stacks learning how to do nails, just so I didn't have to go back to an Asian nail salon. And I went back because I was just like, I don't feel like it no more. But now that this motherfucker done came out, and granted, it's crazy. He don't speak for all Asians. He don't speak for all
You
Asians.
don't.
I'm gonna say that
I'll
because
say
he
that.
does not speak for
Yeah.
all Asian people, and it's not fair to put that on them because there's
Yeah.
plenty of there's plenty of Asian people who have built relationships
With our
and
community.
community with people in the black community. There are plenty of them, but then there's motherfuckers that'll shoot you
Yeah.
and get away with it twice because it's Latasha Harris. I want to say was her name, and if
Tasha
I said
Hart.
it wrong, God rested dead. I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong.
Yeah, her
But then
name
this
was
young
Tasha
man,
Hart.
thank you. And then there's the young man this year.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't give him a third chance.
Mm-hmm.
First of
And
all, this is actually strike three because that whole shit with the Stop Asian Hate bill.
mm-hmm. It's actually more than that because the guy who just killed this young man, he did that 2 other times before.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Like y'all really
Mm-hmm.
shot three people. But my
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is fuck that because y'all getting legislation in place. Y'all had like it took 2 years. But it took one instance of somebody randomly on a subway train harassing an Asian person for a Stop Asian Hate bill to come out that was
Who said that?
anti-black.
Dr. Umar was talking about that.
For it to be anti-black, and I ain't see what he said, so this is just off the dome.
He basically
For
saying
that
what you said.
anti-black ass bill,
Mm-hmm.
but it took what 2020, 2019 for the anti-lynching bill to come out.
Mm-hmm.
That's hundreds of years of
Mm-hmm.
our people being lynched, and people are still being lynched because you're not going to tell me that that lady who had that interracial relationship, and granted that was her fault, but it wasn't her fault that she died. She had an interracial relationship with that man. They went out of town. That man said they said she killed herself. Black people do not hang themselves. Black people do not hang themselves from trees. Black people don't hang themselves.
Mm-mm.
Black people don't hang themselves. I want to put that on a t-shirt. Black people don't hang themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not even shit that we do,
That's
especially not from no tree. And for the last several months, there have been several black people who supposedly have hung themselves. Black people don't hang themselves from trees. You know how much effort it takes to hang yourself from a tree?
which one of the reasons why I couldn't wait to get the hell out of the South. I'm gonna be real. It's crazy because I agree, but I don't know if it's harsh, but this guy made a video and was like, "What the hell is going on in the South? Why is it every time I turn around, something is happening to my people in the South? Like, what is going on down there?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
The
it's always."
anti-lynching bill. Stop Asian Hate came through swiftly.
Oh, that came through quick.
Why did it take
Mhm.
until 2019 to have an anti-lynching bill?
Took forever. But yeah, to piggyback off you, I've seen a couple Asian posts where they're like, I completely understand the, black community not supporting Asian business. I don't even understand why y'all are griping about, oh, like the guy, oh, well, y'all go ahead and not support us then. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens then. Let's see what
Mm-hmm.
happens. I have seen a lot of Asians that's like, I get it. I
Mm-hmm.
completely understand. I don't agree with that verdict. There's no way in the world that guy should have got off. So it's a couple of them, but I'm glad that y'all know that we not shopping with y'all no more. We gonna go ahead and go somewhere else. I feel sorry that those of you who stand in solidarity now have to face the backlash
I don't
of
feel
us
like they
not
should.
getting business.
I feel
But
like we should fuck with who fuck with us.
see, you had
Because
to you
that's
had to find
that's the
out.
thing. You can find out. You can.
It'll
It's
have to
easy to
be
tell.
it'll have to be a who you voted for type shit. How you feel about that verdict? How you feel about that verdict? If you give me the right answer,
Because
I
before
think
I give
about
you my money, that's the first thing I'm gonna ask you.
it. Right.
Before I buy these
That came
flexi
so
rods,
right.
bitch, did
Exactly.
you feel like he got off?
Yeah.
Put these bitches back immediately.
Yeah. And then another thing, I don't know if I'm irritated by it, but I feel like I've been on this support black business craze for a long time. It's a little disheartening that this happened and now
No, you're
everybody's
not
like,
wrong,
oh,
Marquise, at all.
now everybody's like, oh, where's the black owned businesses? Somebody send me the black owned businesses. Comment them here, post them
They
here.
talk about it
Nobody cares.
every week, every month, every day of the year. There's several
There's
black
several
owned
black owned
platforms that
businesses.
talks about what services they provide. You niggas don't care unless y'all mad at
Don't
other
care.
people. Really
Mhm.
active, and I'm part of y'all niggas. Actively go back and look. Look, they're available. If you're not too lazy, look. If you gotta plan your life according to being black, plan your life according to being black, because in real life you got to plan your life according to being black anyway.
You know what? I'm the opposite. To be where I lived at, it was literally like two beauty supply stores. Neither one of them was owned by black people. There's nothing I could do. I'm not driving 3 hours out of town to go to a
Yeah.
beauty supply store. But now I'm in an area where I should be able to find black owned businesses. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Like the minute I was on the whole black owned business thing, I immediately went and found a black nail tech. Like it's not hard to find a black nail tech. It's not hard to find a black woman that do your hair. It's not hard for
Hmm.
like come on now. And some of this stuff don't be hard to find. Y'all just don't care to look.
I
Y'all
got
just be
black
doing
doctors, black nail
Yep.
techs, I do my own nails. I got black
Mm-hmm.
hairstylists, I do my own hair. I got a
Mm-hmm.
black doctor because for therapy, because I look so
Black
specifically.
everything.
But when it
Anything
comes to toilet
I
paper
go
and
to.
and shit like that, I ain't got it.
I was telling Marquise if I could just find me a Walmart like black owned store where I can get like all of my household
Now
things.
the issue is that doesn't exist. You're gonna have to buy it online. If you go
Yes.
to, I think it's the Mirage app or something like that. There is an
Uh-huh.
app, and if I find it, I'll put it in our when we do the video on when we put this stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. I'll put it on there. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
there's several.
I definitely don't. I have no problem with shopping black. Like, please.
We never. It's the thing is infrastructure. It's not by accident that there's no black Walmart.
Of course.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not by accident that there isn't a black Target. There's not by accident that we don't have just black owned apps. Even with social media engagement, it's not
Mm-hmm.
by accident that shit happens. Like even with fucking Isaac Hayes the third, niggas don't fuck with him like that. But he made fan page allegedly for black people, but then he also was a Trump supporter, so you gotta, use that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I am of the belief that, and I think I might have said this last week. I'm a follower. I don't like to say I follow nobody, but I have a concerted interest in people like Richie Fontaine, who has been talking about, us all migrating, having a mass migration to a place like Namibia.
Mm-hmm.
And the older I get, the more I look at how society is going about. As much as I would love to continue to be a foundational Black American, it's not looking like, just based off of history, based off of the fact sheet. If we're looking at the score sheet,
Mm-hmm.
it's looking like we need to move our bingo cards to another country. Because being here, and this is me continually reading history books and continually just looking at how
Mm-hmm.
we have built society after society after society in this country, and they just erase our history, or they
Yeah.
attempt to erase our history, because there's always going to be at least one. As long as one person remembers, that's where they fucked up at. But
Mm.
it looks like it's getting easier and easier to fool the people. It's getting easier and easier to distract everybody. It's getting easier and easier for folks to just be like, fuck it, and be complacent in this land. I don't think we belong in this land. I feel like we need to get the fuck up out of here. And
Yeah,
it
that
upsets me I think I say this every episode, but it upsets me that even if we were to get somebody like an Obama to talk to the leader of Burkina Faso and get him to give us a $200 million loan to get the fuck up out of here, to go live somewhere else in let's say some African country where we just get this bunch of land where us millions of people go, or even 10,000 of us go to live there and then build the country up.
will be build and have
Who's
people
to
come
say
in.
that they won't come and do the stuff that they've been doing for the last hundreds of
I mean,
decades?
they over there still wreaking havoc in certain parts of the country, in certain parts
They're
of the
over there still wreaking havoc.
so
They
like
are
yeah.
over there still wreaking havoc.
So
So
once
it's
we get
like,
over there, it's gonna be it's really not gonna be honestly
but it bothers me.
anywhere we probably will move to, they didn't we're gonna have problems with them.
But it bothers me because how don't nobody else see that it's not us?
I don't know. That'd be the
How y'all
Lord.
don't see it's not us? Like,
Well,
we be
even
minding our
no, I'm gonna say
motherfucking
this.
business.
Even if you can't see it from another country, once you come over here and you start to live here and work here and you've been
They
here
don't see it
for
here for some
decades,
reason.
they still don't see it. And that part is mind boggling because you're right here with us. And you still, I can't even say that you don't see it. You're pretending not to at this point.
They don't see it. You know why they
Because
don't see it? Because they
you
still don't
don't see it.
experience it.
I tell you
To
this.
be a
Well,
foundational Black American in this society looks completely different from anybody else. I'm convinced. Like, even to be an African that comes over to this country, you still have a certain amount of access that we don't have.
absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
And they don't even realize that.
until we get the fuck out of here, like I know you Marquise are not trying to get the fuck up out of here, but until we get the fuck up out of here, we're never gonna know peace. I be thinking, and I don't know if it be God talking to me when I say this shit, like, but we just don't belong here. And it's gonna come time when we get the fuck out of here. We gotta get the fuck out of here. The only way only way we'll be able to educate our children properly is if
Mm-hmm.
we diverge. I don't think that's a word.
Mm-hmm.
Divest. If we divest from this education system
Mm-hmm.
and we learn, because the thing is, even the way black people talk to each other, you know, we can fight each other and still go back to being at peace.
Absolutely. Well,
Because to a certain extent, I feel like we could even get, I
to
feel
a
like a
certain
teacher
extent.
could get into it with a, I feel like a teacher could get into it with, I'll give you my example. This is only from my own life experience. I had my freshman year, my first year teaching. I like to say my
Mm-hmm.
freshman year because it's my first year of education as a teacher. My
Mm-hmm.
freshman, I'm gonna just keep it that way because I've been drinking this cup of water and I'm not gonna get over it.
Mm-hmm.
My first year teaching, I had a parent who was so aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I started talking back to her like a bitch from the street
That she's.
that we
Mm-hmm.
were able to communicate in a way that was effective.
Yeah.
And I think trying to deal with white professionalism
Mm-hmm.
hinders us as a people trying to interact with each other
Yeah.
because there we can go back and forth with each other in a way that has a certain level of heightened aggression because we black,
Mm-hmm.
we angry, not to
Mm-hmm.
say we angry black people, we angry about the society that we live in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're not angry at each other, we're not upset with each other, but we know that we had to interact with the society a certain way.
Yeah.
So we're interacting with each other in that certain way and we're able to get something done.
Yeah.
It's
That's it.
once we add other factors in and we try to live by other people's rules that we clash. Like
Yeah.
if we interact with each other as black people, the way black people interact with each other, we'd be able to get a lot more done.
The reason I pause is because I'm thinking more so about the younger generation.
Yeah.
It's much harder for them to get in some type of altercation, whether it be physical, verbal, whatever, and get over it. It
Yeah.
always has to be some
Because we're not
escalation.
modeling that.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like I was just talking
Where
about
will we
this
see the
with
model at though?
I
Where would
don't.
they see the model?
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. I was telling my piece the other day, like, yo, like we used to be able to just get into a little scuffle and it
Mm-hmm.
be over, but people don't want to fight no more. People too scared to fight, don't want to be called a punk no more. All this
Mm-hmm.
other extra. Kids are getting younger and younger and younger with weapons. Yes.
Like I even think about my kids, like the girls be talking about, oh yeah, me and her had beef in middle school. I'm like, you're in 11th grade. You still beefing with somebody from middle school?
See,
Granted,
it's
there's a bitch named Jessica right now. I'm 36. There's a bitch named Jessica right now I still don't fuck with
actually let me
from
take that
eighth
back.
grade. But
Let me take that back. Not with beef.
still,
I've had beefs. There's been people I didn't like in middle school. So let me not do that because you definitely be having beef sometimes. But as you get older, you should come out of it. It should be like,
mm-hmm. You shouldn't still hold
man,
on to the anger to the point where you want to invoke
yes,
violence.
yeah, no, that
Like if
at
I saw
some point
Jessica
should
today,
be.
I wouldn't want to fight that bitch. I still would just say I don't
Hmm.
like that bitch.
But yeah,
She's
we
still a Miss
definitely.
Piggy looking ass bitch. Yeah, she is. Still a Miss Piggy looking ass bitch. To this, like to right now. Fuck that hoe. But I don't want to fight her. I don't want to shoot her.
Mm, yeah. Mm-hmm.
These kids don't. They be it be up for them forever, and it's just like maybe
Yes.
that's a child thing, and maybe we need to see. Like when I talk to my kids, I say, "Let me ask you this: Is it gonna matter next year?"
Mm-hmm.
That's my top question. Is it going to matter even next year? If
Mm-hmm.
it's not, then you need to squash it right now because that shit don't matter.
Yeah. Shit, is it gonna matter in 2 weeks? Is
Is
it
it gonna
gonna
matter in 2 weeks? Because if it's not gonna matter in 2 weeks, then like, oh,
matter?
that's my black ass minute.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even talk about one because usually it's a good. This is a good show, Didi.
Yeah, it is.
My black ass minute is about this Carmelo Anthony case.
I haven't heard it.
You ain't heard about the Carmelo Anthony case?
Uh-uh.
The young man who is on trial for murder for those two young men that I gotta go into it. Let me get into it deeper into it. All right, so everything I say is alleged.
Oh, so not Carmelo Anthony, Carmelo Anthony?
Not no. This is a young man. He's like 18 right now. He's black. His mother named him after the basketball player. I'm assuming his name is Carmelo Anthony. Last year, sometime I want to say 2024. Between
Mm-hmm.
2024 and last year, um, he ended up stabbing a boy that was attacking him allegedly. Him and his brother.
Oh, was this
You know
the
what I'm
twin
talking about?
situation?
I don't know if they
He stabbed,
twins so much.
I think it was twins attacking him, and he killed one twin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I know this. Okay, all right, yeah. So I'm caught up. I know what you're talking about. What happened with? I haven't stayed on it though, so I don't know
So
what.
the trial is happening right now, and I was very nervous about that because he has an all white jury in Texas.
Why is it always the
But what
South? I'm
we've
trying to
seen
tell
so
you.
far, that so the offense has rested. But what we have seen so far is the prosecution called a bunch of witnesses, a bunch of teenage witnesses, and all of the witnesses have basically crumbled.
Mm.
Like they told one statement on the stand, and then told another statement while um. Thank you, Dr. Brown. Hey, Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown, the baddest man alive, instrumenteer.
Hello,
Dr.
sweetheart.
Brown, book writer. If you have not seen Dr. Brown's book out yet, Dr. Brown's about to drop a book. It
Oh,
is
he
an
said they
amazing
twins.
book.
So yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're
they are
talking
twins. Yeah, they so basically they are he's on trial right now. Carmelo
about.
Anthony, he just graduated high school, and a lot of they called up several witnesses. One witness's name was Eddie. Eddie tried to downplay his relationship with Carmelo. So Eddie is the kid that allegedly called Carmelo all over to the tent because they tried to make it seem like Carmelo came over to the tent being a troublemaker. No, he was
Right.
actually called over to the tent. He tried to downplay his relationship with Carmelo, and then the defense pulled up pictures of him at birthday parties and events and other shit like that, where it's like, no, that was your homeboy, and you call him over to the tent. So their
Was
whole
he
defense
white or black? The
to
witness.
Eddie, I
Yeah.
actually don't know. I think all of the witnesses that they've called, from what I heard, all the witnesses that they called so far have been black, allegedly. Because I had not really been following it like a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I'm a teacher, and this is just gossip.
Oh, Dr. Brown said
And got permissions from the coach to be under the tent, so he was not trespassing.
right.
These two young men saw him in the tent and
Uh-huh.
was talking shit to him, and he
Mm.
probably popped his shit back. But when black people show up to when black people show up to a knife fight, we show up with a tank. For when it comes to mouths, when it comes to articulation,
Mm-hmm.
and if it this don't got shit to do with the Kevin Hart roast. But if I were to make a connection, when it comes to the Joneses and just being able to bid, as we say in the DMV area, even though I'm from Baltimore, so I'm not from the DMV. When it comes to being able to bard, as they say in the DMV area, as even though I'm from Baltimore, when it comes to being able to ride a nigga, as we would say in Baltimore, no homo, or homo, I guess, I don't know. For me, we know how to carry our words in a way that'll eat you alive, whereas white people's only go-to is racism.
Yeah.
Okay, but in reality, let me talk about your dead ass granny, because I may be black, but your granny dead as shit.
Right.
Like, so we have a way where we know how to speak that will invoke actual anger that has nothing to do with me
Right.
talking about your race.
Right.
We
That's what it
we,
was.
we don't talk about just facts alone, and it'll anger them. So
Mm-hmm.
apparently the brother was having a shitty year in track. And
Yeah.
Carmelo, he was talking shit to Carmelo, was like, nigga, your year has been ass. So what are we even talking about? So he gets a rise. He gets angry from that. So basically the witnesses have been going back and forth. The witnesses have been going back and forth about, they've been lying about the original statements. They've been going back. And I feel like a lot of it is intimidation.
Has to
because
be.
they're afraid. So they're just like, oh well, we just gotta change our stories up a little bit. But with the stories being inconsistent, it makes them incredible witnesses.
The twin for his own father before?
Oh wow,
Is that what you were saying?
that's what he was saying. 24. Yeah. Yeah, and it's clear them boys is big as shit. So they were clearly the bigger of the. When we
Okay.
look at,
Yeah, I
they're building
never.
to me, if they're building a good, they're building a good defense for self defense, because Carmelo
Okay.
Anthony was smaller. You have
Yeah.
two big ass brothers
Mm-hmm.
attacking you. You're sitting down. You're minding your business. I don't know. We talking about Texas here, so we never know how it's going to go. We probably thinking, yeah,
Go
it might
crazy
work out
every
for
single
Carmelo,
time.
but you know how that shit is. You know how that's gonna go. So he's forever in my prayers. I pray
Yeah.
that he makes it out. But then I think about what'll happen if he does get acquitted.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I think about. What'll happen if he does get acquitted?
I would I would suggest his parents move him out of that state. That is what I would suggest. But he about to go to college, right?
Allegedly.
Go clear across the country, son. Go
Clear across it.
clear across
Go
the
ahead to
country.
California, Bucko.
'Cause,
Cause
yeah.
but can he can't even move to California, because here's the thing. If he doesn't leave the United States, his face is all over the country.
I mean, yes, but in certain areas, I think he would probably make out a little better, even with people
At an
knowing.
HBCU.
Yeah, he would do well in a black city. Yeah, if he get his ass out of Texas, if he can move to
Mm-hmm.
a black city, absolutely move across the country somewhere, move to a predominantly black area. He'll
Yeah.
be all right. Yeah, he'll
That's
be all
his
right.
safest bet. And this is why I be thinking about this. So you know, my cousin, she has her kids in a city that's mostly white. And I just be thinking, like, as much as I would not like to live with my own kids in an impoverished area,
Mm-hmm.
I would feel a lot more comfortable with my kid. I would feel more comfortable to help to build up the impoverished area
Mm-hmm.
than I would to move my kids to an area that is predominantly white, because at least in that impoverished area, I can impact some change. And I know that those people will have a certain level of patience with my kids that cannot be found in mostly white schools. Like, even something as simple as we can't yell out at a graduation.
But even see, the thing is, would that be the only two choices though? Because you could find a predominantly black neighborhood that is a little higher in income where you could
What was that
still.
experience like, Dr. Brown? Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I would like to know what that's like. But yeah, you could move to a predominantly black neighborhood that is a little bit higher in income where you still have the experience of how graduation is, how black people operate and all the things. The only issue with living in impoverished situations is the crime. Really, that'd be the issue.
Yeah.
Also, to move out of an impoverished neighborhood, though, to move to an all white neighborhood where you don't know how to navigate the area is also an issue. Like if you're going to move out into any space,
Really?
you have to know how to navigate the area.
So, fun fact for people who are in the comments, Dr. Brown is one of my previous coworkers. He has a doctorate degree.
What?
He is an author. He has worked in several different school districts and has completed his dissertation. He's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to education. He was saying it was very hard. He got sick and they paid him not to come back to school when he worked in a mostly all white district. And I can imagine that being like, it's just something about hearing about how kids are treated when they are in mostly white districts,
Yeah.
and teachers who are in mostly white districts. Like, it's not to be taken lightly. So I think when we focus on, I know it's almost 11:30, and I gotta go to bed sooner than later because I got to get to my black job tomorrow.
Yeah.
But this will
Yeah.
be my last statement, I guess. This will be my last statement when it comes to this topic, and I think we need to pick this topic back up, DD. because
because
I
I
don't
had
think
a
we ended on
whole
it.
lot more. Mm-hmm.
I also would like to add Dr. Brown to one of these topics one day because
Oh, that was good.
I
If
was
when
able
we
to be the initial editor on his book, and it was very eye opening. So I would like to invite Dr. Brown on one of the lives
okay,
um before the month is out, I guess.
okay.
But I'm getting the cut water is cutting really hard before I go to what I will say this as a teacher, um it's important that we understand that there are external forces that are keeping our kids from being successful. And the
Mm-hmm.
moment we realize that we are pawns in a game that is ever hoping that we fail, the
Mm-hmm.
sooner we will be able to play the game effectively and make sure that our kids are able to achieve success.
Yeah, yeah. What do I want to say? My final words would probably be, as a parent in this situation, take what your kids are telling you with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, you know your children very well. If your teacher is coming to you and telling you, look, little Timmy is doing XYZ, more than likely little Timmy is probably doing XYZ. I do get that we come from an era growing up in the 90s where there were teachers lying on kids. I get all the things. I understand that was happening. But really pay attention to your child's behavior when they're with you, because a lot of these things that these teachers are telling you that your children are doing, they're probably doing around you as well. So you know good and well they going to that school and they acting a fool. And please get it in check. And I know sometimes it can be difficult. Not all children learn the same. Not all children have the same temperament. It takes a little extra with some kids than others. If it does, you got to keep on working at it. You got to keep on working and keep on working and use it. Yes. And also, please check devices, check phones, because I didn't hear so many times about, oh, I didn't know they was failing. I didn't check the grade. Check the grades. Whatever the app is, go to the app. Constantly check the app. Check. Because these teachers are getting in communication with you some way or another. They are letting you know what's going on with your child. And you just being oblivious to whatever is always amazing to me. But that's my final thoughts. We're going to revisit this topic again at some point in time.
Dr. Brown, I'm going to hit you up before the week is over so that we can pull you in for one of these discussions before July something something. I am almost done when it comes to this cut water. I've been cut by the water. And me and Didi will be back next week. Next week, specifically, we're going to be talking about, and I never talk about the topic, something special.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm going to be talking about mourning. And when we talk about mourning, we're talking about mourning the past life that you lived or mourning the life that you thought you were going to live.
Yeah.
What does that look like? So if you know anybody or if you're anybody who has experienced thinking that you were going to live a particular life and they're currently not living that life at all and dealing with the grief that comes with that,
Yeah.
reach out to us. Give us your perspective because we want to hear from you all.
Definitely.
Be sure to follow us on Two Homegirls Chatting 26 on Instagram, Two Homegirls Chatting on here, and Two Homegirls Chatting on YouTube. And follow Dee Dee on both pages on Instagram and TikTok at y'all know underscore Dee Dee, and follow me on Instagram and this page on TikTok at Hey Miss Wade. Once again, if you have any teenagers who are looking for community service learning hours, I will be accepting applications up until the 20th, which is my birthday, the 19th. If you have any youth that you know need to get community service learning hours, tell them to reach out to me on my page, which is Bridges and Bloom underscore Baltimore on Instagram for any community service learning hours. And we will put this information in our bio. And yeah, any more words, D?
The last thing I want to say, which Anita may not know, please be sure to follow us because right now we have 20 followers on TikTok. We only need 30 more to go live. So we don't even need to get to the 1,000 because I tried to go live the other day and they said, no, you need 50. I was like, only 50?
That's
Definitely. So
awesome.
please follow us. We need 30 more followers so we can go live on TikTok from the Two Homegirls chatting page. Those are my last little tidbits. But we appreciate y'all for joining us. We will see y'all next week, Monday at 9 p.m. Good night, y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us today. Good night.